Oh, hello. Hello, guys. I'm back from America. I got all the popcorn buckets. Oh, guys, I had the best time. I had the best time ever. And I'm trying to come up with excuses to go back. I can't lie. So, if you've seen the title of this video, today we're going to be talking about our thoughts on the Fnaf 3 movie, because I am 1,000,000,000% confident that it's going to happen. Fnaf 2 did really well at the box office, and, you know, at the ending of Fnaf 2, spoilers, you know, you shouldn't be watching this video anyway if you haven't watched it. Springtrap is at the end of the movie, okay? The lovely Springtrap right at the end, covered in that plastic cover, that plastic sheet. Iconic, his eye glows up. I absolutely love that scene. And after that as well, we get Henry's speech, very Fnaf 6 coded, and Henry gives a speech to Mike, talking about there's other animatronics, and he reveals that he was William's partner, business partner. Today is basically our ideas on what Fnaf 3 is going to be like. All the plots that still need finishing from the second movie, Vanessa's possession by the puppet, Michael Afton escaping, Springtrap, obviously, and Henry. We're just going to go through those one by one, and my own ideas as well. Circus Baby. Is Circus Baby going to be in Fnaf 3 at all? So, yeah, things like that we're going to discuss today. And, yeah, just a nice little discussion video about Fnaf 3 and our thoughts. So, yeah, it's clearly obvious that they are going to be doing Fazbear Frights, just like the games. A crew goes into the Fnaf 1 location, the Fnaf 1 movie location, and says, yeah, grab all the parts we need. We're going to get all these for the memorabilia. Grab as much as you can. It's getting demolished tomorrow. And that's really sad. It's sad to think that it's getting demolished. Poor location. So they try and gather as much as they can. And they, of course, find Springtrap. But the horror attraction, Fazbear Frights, that's going to be the plot of the third movie. Going to be very interesting with Fazbear Frights. So I think the movie's going to start off with somebody doing a tour of Fazbear Frights and being like a proper like fan of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, who knows all of the lore and knows the history behind everything, all the dates and the history behind all the animatronics and when they were made, and William Afton and Henry. Gonna be a really nerdy guy with glasses, and he's like, hey, so over here we have Foxy the Pirate. He's gonna be like proper like nasally, and he's gonna be like, well, actually, something like that. Obviously not that voice. And he's giving the tour of the location, and I feel like he's like the other people are going to be working there, like in the mascot suits or something, and he's the one who closes up on the first night, and he's like, good night, guys, take care, have a good night. And he's just like tired and worn out from, you know, being happy all day, and he, you know, he sits down and he just has a bit of a breather, and then Springtrap gets activated and he kills him. I would love an iconic scene. I know this might be a bit gruesome, where Springtrap doesn't use a knife, he just uses his fist right through the worker's chest, going, and then lifts him up like that. This is my scene, guys. This is my scene of a Springtrap kill, okay? Blumhouse, if you're watching, hire me. The Fazbear Fright worker gets jump scared by him, like maybe he walks past the corridor where Springtrap is, right? And he notices he's gone. And then he looks back and then turns around, and Springtrap's right in his face. Springtrap gets his fist, punches him straight through the chest, straight through, and lifts him up. And you see the worker like, and then you have a shot of Springtrap looking up, maybe like laughing, and you see like the blood dripping on his face and his eyeballs, something like that. And then, you know, la 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 la, something like that. That'd be cool, just to show how brutal and strong Springtrap is now. You know, remember the Golden Freddy kid in Fnaf 2 said he's strong now. He's getting stronger. Like, Springtrap doesn't need a knife. He just uses his power. He uses the animatronic suit to kill people, you know? And that would be a crazy death, right? That'd probably be the most brutal one so far. And to kick it off with that would be insane. Another idea for the intro could be a flashback with William and Henry. Fredbear's Family Diner or something like that. And I had a really nice idea where it could be both. So I had an idea of a scene of William Afton and Henry interacting with each other at the workshop, and they are making Spring Bonnie for the first time, and I can imagine them having a nice interaction and their friends and stuff, and maybe there's a little bit of tension between them or stress between them, or they're doing the final touches on Spring Bonnie, and William Afton puts on the mask, the head of Spring Bonnie, and it's a straight up shot of Spring Bonnie's head, right? And maybe William Afton says something like, you can see that William Afton's got a connection with him,
right? And it zooms in to Spring Bonnie's head, and it switches to Springtrap's head at Fazbear Frights. And then that scene what I talked about continues, where, you know, there's a tourist at Fazbear Frights and we show all Fazbear Frights and then somebody gets killed. I think that would be a really cool transition. Henry and William, the first Spring Bonnie's origins, and then it switches to Springtrap, you know, lying down in the room, or I think in the Fazbear Frights book he's like chained up on a wall. So yeah, something like that would be amazing. But anyway, we're talking about what we think is going to happen with the plot in FNAF 3. That was just my cool idea. It's going to be very interesting how they use Springtrap in this. So is he going to escape the location? Is he going to go and hunt for Vanessa, hunt for Michael Afton, something like that? Is he going to leave the location and roam around? We'll have to wait and see. Or is he just going to be trapped at Fazbear Frights? Vanessa being possessed as the puppet. I'm worried about Vanessa, guys, because when the puppet possessed McKenna, Lisa, she died. I think she was possessed by the puppet for at least a few days or something like that, and then she died. Did the puppet leave her body and then kill her, or did the possession over time kill her anyway, eventually? Because when Abby gets possessed by the puppet, you know, she coughs, and it's only been like 5 minutes she's been possessed, and she's like dying on the floor, coughing her lungs out. I'm worried about Vanessa. So, will Vanessa survive the possession of the puppet? Or will she eventually have the same fate as Lisa? Is she going to die in the FNAF 3 movie? We'll have to wait and see. I don't think she's going to get killed by the puppet. I'm not going to lie. Because, you know, Charlotte and Vanessa have a good friendship. And I know that basically Vanessa's the puppet's last resort. You know, the puppet got defeated at the end of FNAF 2, and Vanessa's right there. And, you know, Vanessa's her only final vessel to get revenge and do what she wants. So, yeah, Vanessa's a last resort for her, and I don't think Charlotte would want to kill Vanessa. I don't think so. Again, I've got a theory about what's going to happen at the end of FNAF 3, and it's sad, guys, so bear with me. I had a really cool idea about Michael Afton. So, I said in my review video that I don't think Michael Afton is purely evil. I think he has been manipulated by William Afton for specific reasons that I'll talk about in a minute. But when I've watched FNAF 2 3 times now, and I always look at how Michael Afton acts at the start of FNAF 2 with Lisa and the paranormal investigators, where he looks scared. He looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. And he looks like he's realised, like, oh my God, this is happening. Like, do you know what I mean? And when he sees the lights flicker and he looks worried, and then again, he does laugh when Lisa gets possessed and hears Lisa screaming. But, like, he's not, I don't think he's 100% evil in this movie. And I think he's going to get a redemption arc. I hope he does anyway. I hope Michael Afton gets a redemption arc and he sacrifices himself at the end of FNAF 3. And again, with Michael Afton, it would be really cool to get some flashbacks as a young Michael Afton getting experimented on and getting, you know, tortured by William Afton. For example, the FNAF 4 house. Maybe William Afton's experimenting on him with the nightmare animatronics and torturing him and manipulating him into, you know, being a bad guy. And I feel like that would be good to show, because it shows more character development for Michael Afton. Because at the end of the day, in FNAF 2, he looks like the bad guy, but there's little details where I see where, you know, he's not 100% evil. And I do feel like he's been manipulated by William. The way he talks to Vanessa, like, we've got to continue our father's legacy. This is what you were born to do. So, you know, those are the same things that William Afton was trying to tell Vanessa in the nightmare sequence. William Afton was manipulating her. So you can imagine the same as Michael Afton. But I do think there's more to Michael Afton, and I really do hope they show that in FNAF 3. Some flashbacks of Michael Afton getting experimented on, or being in the FNAF 4 bedroom as a kid, getting tortured with the hallucination gas and the nightmare animatronics and stuff. I feel like that would be really cool, and the main reason why Michael Afton is evil, because he's been manipulated by William Afton, and everybody would go crazy to see the nightmare animatronics restart and linking it with FNAF 4, and you know, giving him more character development, but that's a reason for his redemption arc. He starts to realise how he was tortured as a kid by William, and I do think he's going to sacrifice himself in FNAF 3 and kill Springtrap, and, you know, maybe Henry will as well, I don't know, but I think at the end of FNAF 3, maybe he does survive, I don't know, but it would be cool to see Michael Afton and Springtrap and Vanessa, as much as I don't want Vanessa to die. So yeah, that's what I think was going to happen with Michael Afton. I hope he gets a redemption arc, because, you know, we've already got Springtrap as the villain. So, but yeah, Vanessa as the puppet. I'm going to go back to the Vanessa puppet. I think with the puppet, Charlotte, I think she's going to, again, redeem herself. And I think she's going to die in FNAF 3 with William Afton and Springtrap. I think they're all going to meet up somewhere, and there's going to be a massive fire, and a bunch of people are going to die, including the puppet. And that's what I mean about Vanessa. Like, is Vanessa going to die with the puppet still possessed, or is something else going to happen? I don't know. I just think it's going to be interesting. Like, I feel like out of all the main characters, Vanessa's the most likely to die. Abby's not going to die. I don't think Mike will. I think Vanessa might die in FNAF 3, but we'll have to wait and see. Is that going to link with Circus Baby or something? Is she going to possess Circus Baby or something else? Who knows? And then is that going to lead to another film based on Sister Location? Yeah, it's a tough one about Vanessa. It really is. But I don't think she's going to be fully possessed through the whole film. I think Charlotte is going to leave her and realise, you know, stop blaming the parents and realise it's William Afton and help. Again, like kind of like a little redemption arc or something. However, as we know in the games, FNAF 3, Springtrap survives the fire. So are they going to do something like that, where Springtrap survives the fire and we see him again in the future with another movie, or are they going to kill him off fully in this movie? It's a tough one. I think they will kill him off. I can't lie. I think they will kill William Afton Springtrap off. But if they do that, we need to see a lot of flashbacks. With FNAF 1 and FNAF 2, we didn't get enough flashbacks, guys. There wasn't enough William Afton, in my opinion, in the second movie. I know we got the intro and the nightmare sequence, but we need more. We need more, you know, we need more flashbacks with William Afton and Henry, Fredbear's family diner, the origins of Spring Bonnie and Fredbear, and maybe some origins behind William Afton, like why does he start killing people? Why is he turned into a murderer? And again, are they going to show maybe the bite? Maybe they show more lore about the bite of 83 or anything like that, like a reason why William Afton starts killing and vengeful against Henry. You know, we'll have to wait and see, because again, the difference is with the game and the movie, Charlotte seems targeted in the games. So Charlotte Emily, Henry's daughter, seems targeted by William Afton. William Afton purposely goes after Charlotte and kills her. Then she possesses the puppet. In the movie, she's in the way. So William Afton doesn't target Charlotte at all. She goes in and she tries to save one of the victims, and she's just in the way. So that's why he kills Charlotte, because, you know, he's going to get caught. So there is a difference here. So it's going to be interesting how they portray that in the third movie. But yeah, we need a lot of flashbacks. If Springtrap's going to get killed, and this is going to be like Matthew Lillard's this is going to be the final movie, we need loads of flashbacks. We do. We need all the lore we can get, and more. We want to see more William Afton, and I think we will, because FNAF 3 is all about William Afton. So we should, and we better get flashbacks, please. Now, because Fazbear Fright is a horror attraction, what animatronics are we going to see at that location? Because the FNAF 1 animatronics are at Mike's house, and the toys are at Mike's house. So, are we going to see them at Fazbear Frights? I don't know. There are the Wizards, though. Remember, during FNAF 2, the Withered animatronics are just left there, and Balloon Boy, actually, are just left there at that second location. So are the Fazbear Fright crew going to go to that location as well and get the Withered animatronics? We'll have to wait and see, because those are the only ones that they can salvage. Maybe Sister Location, maybe Circus Baby, I don't know. But the FNAF 1 animatronics and the toys are at Mike's house, so what's going to happen with that. It would be really cool to see the Wizards again. And there's the perfect opportunity to see them again at Fazbear Frights, because they are at the FNAF 2 location, so they can salvage them. They can steal them or whatever they want to do. I did think about that at the end of FNAF 2 when all the FNAF 1 and FNAF 2 animatronics are at Mike's house. Like, are they going to be at Fazbear Frights now, or are they going to keep them there at Mike's house, or who knows? Who knows? The last thing we've got to talk about is Circus Baby. So, Circus Baby was not just a little cameo in the corner of the room where people are going to be like, oh my god, is that Circus Baby? She had a whole scene. She had a whole scene during that flashback nightmare sequence when Vanessa was a kid, and that's Circus Baby. So, I don't think it's just a cameo. That was just a straight up, like, this is Circus Baby. This is what William Afton's been working on in his workshop behind the scenes. So, are we going to see Circus Baby in FNAF 3 at any point? Or was that a teaser for a future movie or a series after FNAF 3? It would be very easy for Circus Baby to be used for Fazbear Frights. Maybe the Fazbear, the crew find another location, or they find the sister location and they use them for Fazbear Frights. We could change the story a little bit more. And Circus Baby could be at that location. Or, what I thought as well, it would be really cool for a sister location movie. I think that would go down really well. I think people would really like that. And I'm curious what you guys think about this. Would you prefer Josh Hutcherson to go down to the sister location to investigate it? Or, I think it would be really cool to see Freddie Carter, a full movie of Freddie Carter, Michael Afton going down to that sister location and getting killed and stuff and entered and stuff like that. I feel like that would be a really cool movie. Again, they could rewrite it where both Mikes go down, or Vanessa as well. They all go down to investigate the location or something like that. We can change things up compared to the game, because that, the movie universe is not the same as the game universe, guys. There's different. It's been rewritten. Or there could just be a segment in FNAF 3 where they go down to the sister location and retrieve Baby. Or it's going to be very interesting how this all ties up, because there is a lot going on. There's a lot of plots that need finishing off. Like I said, we've got Vanessa being possessed. We've got Charlotte as the puppet. Obviously, Springtrap, Michael Afton, Henry as well. Specific thing about Henry at the end, I didn't mention this at the end credits. He mentions that there's more animatronics. So, is he referring to Circus Baby? Is he referring to the sister location animatronics? Is he referring to Fredbear and Fredbear's Family Diner? I don't know. Again, the thing is, like, they could do anything with this third movie. I do think this one's going to pop off, though. I do think this one's going to be the best out of all of them, if it's written well and the plot makes sense. With FNAF 2, there was a lot going on, and the plot got affected by that a little bit, but FNAF 3, I think they can close it all together, in my opinion. I think this story can be very simple, but effective, especially with Springtrap. We can get some really cool, brutal scenes with Springtrap killing people, and I hope we get that. I really do. I hope we get a lot of kills from Springtrap in this third movie. And yeah, like I said, I do think a main character is going to get killed off, whether that's Vanessa, or Michael Afton, or I don't think Mike and Abby will die. Henry's another big one who could die, again sacrificing himself. I can imagine a big finale at the end. Springtrap stood there in the fire, Henry stood there, and they fight till the end and they both get killed. You guys have got any thoughts about what I've said? Let me know, please. Like, are they going to bring out the phantom animatronics? Are they going to do like the hallucinations that Springtrap can do in FNAF 3? And are they going to use the FNAF 1 and animatronics for those hallucinations, or are they going to use the Wizards? Because the Wizards are the Wizards to me make the most sense to be salvaged for Fazbear Frights, because they're the ones at the FNAF 2 location. Or are they going to change it up where they retrieve them from Mike's house, or Mike scraps them and they're at a dumpster yard and Fazbear Frights crew find them, something like that. Who knows? Who knows, guys? But yeah, just a bunch of ideas. And like I said, I mentioned this in my charity stream and stuff, and I'm going to say it again. I would love to be a Fazbear Fright worker in Fnaf 3. I feel like I would do a good job as like the nerdy guy giving people a tour, and I would be really dedicated, guys. I'm not joking. Like, I'd go to acting classes and stuff and try and do an American, get like lessons to like perfect an American accent for it. I'd go all out. So I'd really try my best to do a good job as being a worker there or something. And I'd love to get killed by Springtrap. I'm not gonna lie. Well, yeah, we'll see. Maybe if they do like auditions, I'll audition for it. And instead of like I don't want people thinking like, oh, Dawko just got it because he's Dawko and he's a cameo or whatever. If they did open auditions for a worker there, I'd do it, and I'd work super hard to try and do that. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, let me know, guys. Let me know. I think it would be a really cool idea, like, starting the movie off at Fredbear's Family Diner, of William and Henry working together, and like I said, endoskeleton of Spring Bonnie, and you see the connection between William and Spring Bonnie, like they look at each other like this is the origins of William Afton, and then he puts on the head on the endoskeleton, or himself, he could put it on himself, and it's the first time him wearing it, and he's just looking straight at the camera, maybe hearing breathing or something, and then it, transition, bang, Springtrap, literally the same head, tied up on the wall at Fazbear Frights, or sat down or something like that. Yeah, and then we obviously get the scene of the whole tour, and then everybody leaves, and then somebody, Springtrap starts killing people, and then we get the 8-bit intro. I'd love that. I think that's cool, but I'm not writing it, so I'm just giving my ideas. If you guys have got any other cool ideas, let me know. Any theories as well. Do you think Vanessa's going to die in FNAF 3? Do you think Michael Afton's going to sacrifice himself? Do you like the idea of flashbacks of Michael Afton with the nightmare animatronics getting experimenting on, and the reason why he's evil because he's been manipulated by his father, William? What do you think is going to happen with the puppet? And Springtrap, do you think Springtrap's going to die at the end of the movie, or they're going to keep it like the games where he survives and escapes? There's so many ideas that we can come up with. Thank you so much. Oh, Circus Baby as well. What do you think is going to happen with Circus Baby? I'm going to leave it there because I could speak for hours about this. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts and theories in the comment section, please. And by the way, the spoiler vlogs are releasing Saturday. I know people have been asking about that, where we see Circus Baby and stuff in the vlog. That's going to be coming out on Saturday. All right? Take care, lots of love. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you all next time. Bye!